Ladies and gentlemen, it has been way too long since I've posted a video. Yeah, it's been about a week and a little bit. But guys, I never forget about you. I am just a very busy guy. Remember, I'm in university. I got all this stuff going on. I work part-time. I do all my readings and stuff on weekend. Like, there's a lot of time in the day, but then there's also time where I like to sleep because I am very tired some days. So I gotta catch up on sleep. But anyways, welcome back to another video, guys. Today, I did this last year, the 2021, like the MLW season and how the league grew, where they went, what they did. I did that, like a 2021 MLW season in review. So let's do it again this year. I present the 2022 MLW season in review. They, as much as they probably did less than what they did last year, the stuff they did this year, the collaborations they did with the different kinds of companies like Jomboy Media as well as Whistle Sports, the places they've gone. I mean, SoFi Stadium is just like that. That's as big as they possibly could have gotten to finish the year. But long story short, like they have gone to places we never imagined in 2022. So let's go over the 2022 MLW season and where exactly they've gone bit by bit. So with a title like that, Ohio Here We Come, you probably don't think that highly of whatever I'm about to say they did, but I mean like because of the Ohio memes, but let's just abolish the memes for a second. First off, before we dive into that, there's something that happened earlier in the a few things that happened that actually showed like MLW trying to become more professional and just become like more mature in a way. Commissioner Kyle Schultz managed to hire a narrator Jeff Reckner. He provided the narration for a good chunk of the 2 days in September, along with opening day, the little introduction to the MLW season at the beginning. He did provide quite a bit of narration for those two videos respectively, and he really did elevate the realism, and he just turned them into more professional videos or documentaries or just like complete events like that you see possibly in MLB or NFL or a major sport in America. Then the league also got introduced to probably the nation's best whiffler, because I constantly refer to Jordan Robles as the nation's best whiffler. Jordan Robles ended up getting drafted into MLW. Not many people saw that coming. I don't think many people saw Jordan Robles getting drafted into the league, and out of nowhere, that just made the Mallards contenders once again. And then now we're getting into the actual events of the 2022 season and where they ended up going. So second slate, league history was made because Kyle Schultz took MLW. A lot of the guys, they all made the trip to Ohio. They went to Fifth Third Field, the Toledo Mud Hens, a minor league baseball team, their stadium, and they hosted their first regular season wiffle ball game on a actual professional baseball field. They hosted it in the outfield, and that was like it was capped off by a grand slam in the second inning, clearing a 100-foot wall. No, wait, that's my bad. A 100-foot home run that cleared a relatively high wall. Brennan Russell, of all people, ended up hitting that damn home run, and it was absolutely iconic just seeing it go over the fence. Meanwhile, a more minor acquisition that I'm going to mention because I'm still a moderator in that Discord. I've been in there since the very beginning. MLW like made the official declaration that MLW Discord, like the Discord, would become an official partner. I've said that word way too many times, official, in the last minute. But anyways, more minor acquisition was the official declaration of the MLW Discord becoming associated with MLW, operated primarily by Pacific Predators manager Alec Warda and the Instagram user that you guys know and love, Dark MLW. MLW's next goal was to continue going to different states, meeting more fans, and just having more out-of-state events just outside of Michigan. And this year, they definitely achieved that. They had two more regular season series out of state. First off, they went right back to Oklahoma, Shangri-La Resort, where they ended up last year, and they had some very funny moments, some very funny interactions last year where, Tommy Coughlin ended up just getting handed the keys to the Dave and Buster's, the arcade. Yeah, I remember that on the Pipe It Up podcast. That was interesting. But long story short, MLW, they went back to Shangri-La Resort, and that was defined by another iconic home run in that series. Jordan Robles moonshot over the green monster there at the Shangri-La Resort ballpark, hit a moonshot over that back wall, And that was backed by the crowd just chanting Rookie of the Year the whole time. Caden Irwin had a great performance on the mound in that same game. And the Mallards ended up beating the Gators pretty handily. It was 3-0 in that series. Fantastic series overall, though. It was pretty close in that Shangri-La Resort series. I can't deny that. Next up, Vermont. The Cobras Diamondback series, that rivalry has so much behind it considering the comments that Drew Davis made back in 2020. And ever since then, the D-backs have won a World Series. The Cobras have struggled. And you know what? The Cobras got their revenge. Drew Davis wasn't there, but they ended up traveling to Vermont. They played at three mini ballparks, Little Field of Dreams, Little Fenway, and Little Wrigley, in the mini MLB series. And it was in support of Slam T1D, supporting type 1 diabetes, a fantastic cause to be supporting, especially to have guys like Trey Flood and Jimmy Norp, two downtown Diamondbacks who know what it's like to have that daily issue in their lives. That kind of thing, that was just, it's almost poetic how it all ended up going. And in the end, in extra innings, my guy Andy Duran goes ahead and hits another home run to define another out of state series. These home runs are just like completely, like, they're the highlight of these out of state series. Andy Duran hits a walk-off home run in the 8th inning off of Jimmy Norp over another monster at Little Fenway, and that is enough to secure the Cobras' first ever AAL Division regular season championship title. That was a lot of words in one sentence, but all you could say is that in these out-of-state events, you know that the most crazy MLW stuff is going to happen because it is just full of fantastic talents playing at elite levels because of how happy and honored they are to be at these locations. They go all out on the field, and it definitely shows in the video product. Now, before we get to the biggest highlight of the season, we are going to go ahead and just get straight into like some of the more minor things that happened toward the end of the year as well as like during the year. There were collaborations with Jomboy Media, We Got Ice, and Whistle Sports. So let's just begin with Whistle Sports. So just ahead of the Wildcats Magic series, MLW, there was actually a video released on the Whistle Sports channel that said that had the title $250,000 Wiffle Ball League. First off, I think we were all stunned by the amount of money that Kyle Schultz is making off of a plastic toy. Between the videos, the merchandise, the tournaments, everything all together, all the revenue that he's making, I think we're all amazed by that. He is doing fantastic, and it's definitely a hustle that it's become. We saw that it showcased the riches of the league and what they've been able to accomplish between the combined efforts of Kyle Schultz, Tommy Coughlin, Mark Schultz, Daniel Schultz, all the guys back in Brighton who are operating this thing and making the content that we all love and enjoy. Meanwhile, later in the year, MLW ended up going to the Jomboy Media warehouse. It was Kyle, Tommy, Jordan Robles, Drew Davis, and Jimmy Norp. Those guys all ended up going back, and we saw quite a little bit of content be released all over YouTube, TikTok, all kinds, showcasing the collaboration between these guys. Recently, MLW uploaded the weirdest wiffle ball game, and that was with Jack Doyle and Lorenzo Zodamalia on the MLW channel. And personally, I think that's going to spark potential draft candidates. I've already made the video in Jack Doyle and Lorenzo Zodamalia. Personally, you know what? At this point, just draft the entire warehouse. Like, make MLW even more stacked, even more stupid. Fly everybody out. I don't give a crap. You already pay for Jordan Robles' plane ticket. Screw it. I'll pay for Zodamalia's plane ticket as long as he comes to the Magic because he raked off of Jimmy Norp in that one game on the MLW channel. He did really well, and if he's gonna rake off of Jimmy Norp, then the Metro Magic need help. So, Lorenzo Damalia, we need you. We need you. I will stop. But long story short, MLW made a lot of connections. They definitely merged and collaborated with a lot of big name brands on YouTube. And this all just leads up to probably the one biggest event, the one biggest collaboration like business deal that they've made, and it wasn't even a deal. They literally got offered this. So let's just get straight into probably the biggest email that Kyle Schultz has ever seen in his inbox. So now the craziest thing, if I'm not mistaken, is that MLW, when they got the call to go to SoFi, the road to Cali began, the road to SoFi. They didn't even have to put that together. I'm 95% sure, if I remember hearing it correctly, that Kyle Schultz, the official, like, the MLW email account, they got an email from the staff at SoFi, and they pretty much said, we would love to have you guys out here for a series. He found the email of his life in his inbox one day, directly sent from the executives at SoFi, and Kyle jumped on the opportunity. They immediately decided that in 2022, they would host their World Series in Los Angeles, California. Now, you knew, based on the other series, or the other out-of-state series, that this would be a mad, like, this would be mayhem. This would be an absolute chaotic show. And the announcement was delivered just ahead of the playoffs. It just made the road to SoFi, like, that was in action throughout all of the playoffs, and there was quite a bit of activity in regards to the social media campaigns for like Road to SoFi, MLW Road to SoFi. That was trending all over Instagram. You know, you started seeing that a lot of hashtags MLW Road to SoFi were being thrown around, and they what they ended up doing, they got Sandlot actor Marty York to throw out the first pitch as Davis, Norp, the Cobras, and Diamondbacks. They took the field in one of the most talented World Series matchups we've ever seen in regards to team depth, hitting ability, defensive ability, pitching. Like, this was probably the two best teams that these guys have had in recent memory. And the Diamondbacks just won a World Series the year before. These guys had everything that they needed to go ahead and get the job done in this World Series. And as much as the D-backs swept, in the end, it was still an action-packed series, left and right. There was a lot of home runs, a lot of great moments. There was a lot of clutch opportunities that were capitalized on, especially by Jonah Heath. Shout out to him for his performance in that series. After a walk-off in Game 2, though, Game 3 was pushed to extras. The combined batting efforts of Michael Shima, Jimmy Norb, and Jonah Heath gave the Cobras their back-to-back title, sweeping the Cobras out of state in the sunny California. So long story short, I mean, as much as we didn't get the full 5 games of wiffle ball there, it was still a fantastic way to close the year. Just to see MLW go to one of the biggest, most hyped up stadiums in America, for them to be able to pull that off, it was absolutely incredible. It would have been fantastic if there were fans in the stands. I see why they didn't actually do that though. When it becomes more of a live sport, I can imagine MLW going back to SoFi. That would be incredible just to have fans in the stands for that. That would be absolute chaos. I would love to see that happen. MLW, with one simple email, probably made the biggest move of their life, of 13 years of being on YouTube. I think going to SoFi is the biggest thing they've ever accomplished. Going to SoFi Stadium, that was probably one of the biggest things that MLW was able to, like, they did not even have that on their calendar for 2022, and it happened anyway, because you know what, the brand has become so big, they've become so well known that they don't even need to go reach out. The people reach out to them, and they are getting the opportunities based on the hard work they've put in. So based on all that, you could say that 2022 was a extremely successful year for MLW, considering at this point they don't even need to figure out where they want to go. People are just asking them, "Hey, you guys want to come here? We really want to have you." Fantastic work done by Kyle Schultz and all the guys at MLW Wiffle Ball. Fantastic year overall, and I can't wait to see what 2023 brings. On that note, guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching this video. I'm going to be trying to post a lot more often. You guys know this. I try my best. And as soon as I get videos out, they will be uploaded immediately. Like, this is going up tomorrow afternoon. You guys know. But anyways, on that note, thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys all next time. Peace out.